Hi guys, it is Kendall
and Jody
from Butcher
and the Florist,
and we're here to talk to you guys about our new song that's coming out real soon.
Waking Daydream.
Yeah. We wanted to kind of go through with you guys all the steps that we take when we release new music.
So, after you spend hundreds of hours writing and arranging and making a song and writing lyrics, the first thing you're gonna want to do is get your thing fully produced, mixed, mastered, so it's sounding radio ready, something that you're going to be proud to share with the world.
It's just always good to have a new set of ears on your music, but they just take it to another place. So this song is produced by Matt Dougherty, and it was mastered by Mike Marsh at The Exchange. After we get our song to the state where it is like ready to go, our next step is to shoot a music video. We like to release it all together, so we have this nice little package. For this latest music video, we worked with a guy named Nate from Innate Films. It was a very interesting shoot.
It was cold.
We actually got to hook up with some friends of mine at Big Teeth Productions. They're a Chicago-based production company, and they let us use their space, which was super nice of them. And then we went to a rooftop in Chicago in November.
Skimpy clothes and
yeah, Jody was dressed.
And we're in low cut, lots of skin showing, and it was very cold.
It was so cold. Yeah, the cherry on the top of that story is that we didn't actually end up using any of the footage that we shot outside in the freezing cold.
Like, some people hear music video and you can get really nervous for cost and the amount of work that goes into it. You know, being a musician, you probably have actor friends and film friends and photo friends, and you just want to get everybody together. We never expect anyone to work for free. Like, I think even if it's only a little bit of money, that goes a long way for a lot of people. So we've been able to shoot music videos for as low as like $500 on up to, $1,500. You can do some really unique stuff.
Yeah,
and some
I think you
creative
do it
things.
like the cheap, like super DIY. I mean, you can shoot stuff now with an iPhone and get some pretty good quality. Actually, Tank and the Bangas, their latest music video, we shot the whole thing on an iPhone. So go check that video out. So the next step after we get our music video done.
Number 3.
We start designing the album art and any promotional material that we need for the album as well. So like posters and maybe like Facebook banners. I work with Adobe After Effects, so I'll make like little promo videos and stuff. Sometimes we use designers. Most of the time we just do it ourselves. Jody and I both know how to use like Photoshop and Lightroom and all that kind of stuff pretty well. So this is, we'll put a clip up. This is Waking Daydream, our album art. We met up with this awesome photographer who is going to Columbia College, and she did this photo shoot with us as like one of her assignments.
Yeah.
And so we got this amazing photo out of it.
A lot of times you'll need like artwork and album artwork and stuff for posters to like submit to websites and to help promote on Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff. So like a lot of times you'll want to definitely like get a little ahead of the game and make some like thumbnails and get some album artwork together and get that stuff done. And
yeah, I'd rather just have like all my ducks in a row, before jumping into that kind of stuff.
Number 4.
So number 4 is to set a date for your release.
And stick to it.
Honestly, it's the scariest part, I think, to set that date and commit to it. But once you do, it kicks your ass. It makes you go into high gear.
Yeah, give yourself some time for sure, because if you think it's going to take you a month, it's definitely going to take you 6 weeks. So give yourself a little extra time. We do it on really like a 2-month schedule. But like with that said, like in that 2 months, we are both working, like sending out hundreds of emails and stuff like that. We found that releasing on Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
So that's our advice, release it on a Friday.
So once you set your date, we've made this handy calendar. Dun, 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 dun.
What? And guess how much it's going to cost you to get a hold of our calendar?
What? It's free!
Free, $0.
Basically, we follow along with that. Sometimes it's really detailed, the calendar that I'm putting up here. Sometimes we do everything on there. Sometimes we pick and choose. But first step 1 on the calendar is to send to your distributor. And that could mean like DistroKid or TuneCore or CDBaby, whichever distributor you're using.
Distributor is the facility in which is used to distribute your music out to the world, i.e. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, etc., etc. So
we've done a mix. We've done CDBaby before, and we've done DistroKid. I think we actually did TuneCore once as well. We mostly use DistroKid. They have a nice feature on there called Splits, which basically if you need to like pay out your producer or something, it like automatically does that for you. They also have their own pre-save service that's offered with DistroKid.
A lot of pre-saves, which is something we work really hard at. You'll likely do better on like Spotify charts and get better placements, stuff like that. So your song will, if you get a lot of pre-saves, you'll get a lot more traction once your song is actually released.
CDBaby, I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with CDBaby.
Yeah.
They work with show.co, which also offers pre-save campaigns that are in a little bit more like detailed, and I think they benefit the artist a little bit more than DistroKid's does, but it's really just what works for you. With DistroKid, you pay a yearly fee and you can upload as much music as you want to. With CDBaby, you pay per release.
Then we start ads. Again, we make ads sometimes in Photoshop, like little static landing pages, to like actual videos and like Premiere Pro, so you get like that little 30-second video sometimes when you're scrolling through Instagram or through Facebook, stuff like that. And then typically our ads link to our pre-save campaigns. So when you click on it, you'll pre-save the song through Spotify, and then you'll be the first one to hear it as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, it's really just about getting your name and your brand out there.
Right.
I think ads could be a whole nother video because we do a lot of targeting and stuff. We run separate ads for Facebook. We run a different ad for an Instagram feed and a different ad for an Instagram story, because they all have kind of like different images that look best and stuff, and they need different content.
Right.
So, but that's like a whole nother
Maybe we'll
sidebar.
release that one next.
So the next big time-consuming step, our favorite one, is emailing blogs and getting rejections on Submit Hub.
This is the worst.
Which, by the way, if you haven't checked out our Submit Hub review video, you should check that out as well. So another little perk that we're going to offer you guys is our spreadsheet of like 150 blog contacts. We do like pop and electronic music, so all the blogs are mostly geared towards that. So keep that in mind. If you're like a metal band, probably not the list for you, but you're
some
gonna get,
of them will still be good.
Yeah, maybe some of them. You're gonna get the blog. We've got an email address up there, what kind of music they mostly feature. We've made a note on the spreadsheet of like artists that are kind of similar to us.
Right.
So we're going to give you this content as well as all of the YouTube channels that we submit to. This is a big thing right now. Like Suicide Sheep, I think a lot of people are probably familiar with that. They basically take other people's music, they upload it onto their channel, but they can get, you know, hundreds of thousands of hits on those songs.
Right. Yeah.
Because they're such a popular platform.
Yeah, we'll end up submitting to a lot of YouTube channels that have tens or hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and a lot of these YouTube channels will sometimes they'll upload the audio with their own imagery or a flat image or something like that, and it's just a way, like, your fans are going to listen to your music on your YouTube channel, but I think like if you're able to get some placements on some rather large other YouTube channels, like it's just another way to get more fans to your stuff, to get them to like your stuff on Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of artists are afraid to do that, you know, because they want to like bring all the views into their own channel. But I think for a lot of like indie artists, it's just about getting your content out there. Like your music is just a commercial, and you want to get that commercial in front of as many people as you possibly can. So don't be afraid to submit to these YouTube channels.
Yes.
It's only going to benefit you. Speaking of blogs, so it takes a while, but we try and write personal emails to every single blog that we contact. So we always address the person by their name. We first listen and go through the blog, make sure it's the right fit for the song we're submitting, and we try and find something similar on their site, like, hey Joe, I saw that you recently reviewed Mallory, we write similar music, I think you should check out my track Waking Daydream, blah blah blah. And then we include a private link to our song on SoundCloud.
Right, because the song hasn't yet been released, but it's done, it's ready, it's produced, it's ready to go, and then we send them that private link so that they have an opportunity to listen to it before everyone else and decide whether they want to post it, you know, feature it on their blog.
Yeah, one tip, just keep those emails short and sweet, you know,
Yes.
get straight to the point. They get so many emails.
And then a little trick, so Google Chrome has an extension that allows you to track your emails on whether they've been opened or not. So it's a way to kind of see if your emails are getting even looked at, and then if you get the pro tracker, you can see if they like clicked on your link.
Right.
And then we send out these blog emails, and then we also follow up with them a week or two later. We send out hundreds of blog emails, by the way. Like, we spend our Saturday and Sunday hours on end, and on our spreadsheet we go line by line and go like, this is the date of first contact, this is the date of second contact, this is the email. Like, it's piece by piece by piece. It's definitely laborious, time consuming, but like, this kind of, this separates the hard workers from the people who just play music and hope to become successful.
Yeah. Someone I need to be organized, so it
Me, not
really
so much.
helps us stay on track. Otherwise, I would never know who we submitted to or when we submitted to them. So I live and die by the spreadsheet. So in addition to all the blogs and the YouTube channels, you also want to go on Spotify for Artists and submit your song to the official Spotify playlist. You have to do this before your release. And you can only submit one song at a time. So that's why we do singles and we can space them out. Of course, I think this is an obvious one, but number 8, promote through your own social media channels. Hopefully you all have Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and whatever else there is out there, Pinterest. Whatever you use and speaks to your brand, just make sure that you're really hyping it up. More than just like, hey, my new track, check it out, like constantly posting that over and over. We like to go live on Facebook. We actually find that this generates a lot of interaction with our fans and our friends and stuff. So going live is a big thing. Just honestly, retweeting and sharing trending social media topics can be a really good driver to your page.
Yeah.
We always change our banners whenever we have new music coming out to promote the album art. But yeah, get creative on your channels. Make sure it's not just constantly promo about your song, but you're really finding ways to interact and connect with people as well. Yeah,
definitely. When somebody comments on your stuff, always reply to them. Even if it's hey, thanks, appreciate it, thumbs up, emoji, whatever. Try to engage people back and forth. If you can do more than just thanks and ask them a question or how'd you hear about me or whatever. Any way you can generate a response from people, I think helps that fan become more ingrained fan. I think it probably helps algorithms too, if they see that you're active in addition to responding to your stuff. Don't be afraid to comment on other people's stuff or bands that are similar to you or that you aspire to be something hey, really appreciate what you're doing. And then like Kendall said, putting photos up, then going Instagram live, and then putting the Instagram boomerang videos. Just, you got to reach out to everything. Same with Facebook, and it kind of goes without saying, but if you don't have those things, create those things. At least Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Instagram, that's the big one I think right now. Get on Instagram. Right. Number 9, big one. You should already have an email list, hopefully.
And it should be constantly growing.
So that you can email all your fans and tell them about your exciting new release coming up. So we send out a big old email blast with our pre-save information and sometimes giveaways and things like that. But basically just making, obviously, everybody aware of your content. And now speaking of pre-saves, we mentioned it before, but show.co. So basically, this is a website where you can set up a campaign for people to pre-save your music. But what they can also do is receive kind of exclusive content for when they pre-save. So right now, we just did a photo shoot in good old Gary, Indiana. That is our current giveaway for pre-saving. You get to see all of the photos from that photo shoot. In the past, we've done a sneak peek of the music video of this song, so you can always find some fun, creative stuff to give away. Maybe you're sitting on a demo track or something that you might not release. You could give that away as content. But Show.co allows you to have people pre-save, and then it will take them to whatever platform you want to use to share that exclusive content with them.
Yeah, definitely. You can get people to just pre-save your song or your single, but if you're willing to give them something in addition to just pre-saving, you're more likely to get get people to pre-save. Sometimes people who maybe aren't already your fan, it might entice a new fan to come check out your stuff.
You can also do on Show.co a social unlock campaign, which you can use for YouTube, you could use it for Spotify, and basically it's the same kind of idea where you're running these campaigns, but instead of getting pre-save, you're getting followers. So you could say, follow me on YouTube and you get to watch this exclusive video that no one's ever seen before, something like that. So it's a pretty cool site. It is, with CDBaby, you get a free membership. Otherwise, the paid membership is like $30 a month.
Okay, so you spent all these last 2 months emailing blogs, YouTube, trying to get your pre-save game up. Now you've got to release your video, right? Or your single.
It's release day, and this is a really fun day when you should probably take off work because
you should.
You got to email all the blogs again and be like, hey, it's out. Check it. You want to send out another email blast to everybody again. Here it is, the song, My Little Baby. Enjoy, listen to it. We use a couple sites, but MySphera and MusoSoup. So MySphera is for playlists for Spotify and also for Deezer and things like that. And then MusoSoup is kind of like a site where you can just upload the song and different kind of curators can find it and they can add it to radio shows, stations, all sorts of different things. So, and it begins the other fun, long process of submitting to Spotify playlists.
Soundplate.com. So this is a website you're going to be using a lot because it lists all the playlists on Spotify and categorizes them by genre and other categories like fresh releases, stuff like that. So then you're going to just spend hours submitting to playlists because this is a number one way in which you can get your music in front of fresh ears and in front of new people. It's pretty quick process. It doesn't take long to you fill out some type of music and you could probably submit to a blog inside of 2 minutes or something like that. It doesn't take a lot of work, but there's a lot of them to submit to.
It's important to get on these playlists. We all want to be on the official Spotify playlist, right? That's what we all want. But it helps to have the numbers to get there. So by being on maybe 100 little playlists, you might get on something really big, Fresh Finds or something like that. And a new thing that we're going to be trying for Waking Daydream is doing an influencer campaign. So basically hitting up Instagram influencers and asking them to use our song in their video. So, we've got kind of this poppy electronic vibe. So I'm thinking makeup tutorials while they're putting on makeup. It could play in the background, something like that. If you do more EDM music, maybe video games and stuff might be a really good place to look for that kind of thing. And so we're going to be actively looking for people on Instagram, people on YouTube, and people on TikTok that could use our music.
Yeah, I mean, there's every type of YouTube channel in the world. I follow a lot of guys on YouTube who rebuild exotic cars. And there's a lot of time lapses that happen to that. Shout out to Tavarish and Goon Squad, B is for Build. These guys, might have 1 million subscribers on their YouTube channel and stuff like that. And if I can get them to just use our song during a time lapse or something like that, that could be really huge and get a lot of exposure. So Instagram, YouTube, anybody who's doing anybody who's really doing things, a lot of times needs music.
It's actually something that Lil Nas did. I said little. I'm so white.
Lil Nas X.
Anyway, he did with
Old Town Road.
Old Town Road. He gave it to a bunch of people on TikTok, and apparently you can also pay people to use your music, and I don't know, we're not against that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth it to throw a few bucks at someone who might get your song in front of 100,000 people.
Yeah.
That has a value, and if you can get them to do it for free, great. If you got to pay them $20, I think that's a small price to pay for targeted advertising. Always make sure you get credit for your stuff. If someone's using your stuff in YouTube, I would always ask that, hey, in the description, can you just say Butcher and the Florist, Waking Daydream, soundtrack, whatever.
It's not over. Once your song is out there, there's still a lot of work. It's following up with all the influencers, any kind of outstanding blog contacts, and pretty much our next 2 weeks after we release the song is just emails.
Every day. Every day.
Sharing the song everywhere, right? On all of your socials and just any possible
tweeting
place
it out to people.
you can share that song, you're sharing it.
Right. Another little thing that I like to do is, I like to think Butcher and the Florist sounds similar to, like, say, Fantagram. I may tweet at Fantagram and go like, hey, really, you're an inspiration to us. We really like your stuff. Hope you get a chance to listen to our thing. Maybe retweet something.
About like 2 weeks after we release the song, I always like to release like a live acoustic version of us usually playing it in our living room.
Yeah, you'll see some of those.
Give some new life into it, because by then you've pretty much like oversaturated all your channels with like, listen to my song. So this gives it like a new fresh take.
Right.
About 3 weeks later, we're sending another email blast out to everyone, usually like a thank you. One more chance to listen to the song again. We're following up with people. And then about 4 weeks out, we do one more kind of big repost with like a personal message to everybody on all of our social media channels.
Yeah, and then at that point, we can also include how well the song has been doing in the last month, and perhaps share the playlists we've been on, YouTubes we've been on, any blogs that we got on, like, hey, over the past month, we've got, 4,000 streams and a bunch of pre-saves and all this stuff happened, and thank you. So that just helps, like, people feel like they pre-saved your stuff. They feel like they accomplished something along with you because they did the things that you asked for. Your track is doing well, and it's because of them. It's because of the fans. It's because of people who support you. So definitely, like, give them all a big thank you and show them what their hard work gave you.
The more they can be like genuine and really show appreciation towards your friends, your fans, your family, right? They're all going to contribute. The more people will just relate to you, want to stick by you and help you. So don't forget, you can click the link below to get your free single release promo calendar. Over 100 blog contacts.
Yay.
Mostly
emails.
pop. And all of our YouTube contacts as well for YouTube channels. So you can click that link below. It will all come into your inbox straight to you. And then if you guys have any tips and tricks, things that you do for your releases, we would love to hear about it. We're all in this together. We're all indie artists trying to make something amazing and put it out into the world. So we like to think of it as one big community.
Yeah.
We'll share as much as we can, and you share with us.
Yeah, we're happy to share other artists' stuff. If you like our track, please put it on your Spotify playlist that you curate, share it on your social networks, your Instagrams, and we'll do the same for you. We really appreciate all the support, and this is just one step in a long line of work. So, like, it really is never ending. There should never be a moment where you're like, I have nothing to do. Like, there's always something to do to promote your thing, write a thing, do a thing, go live on Instagram, go live on Facebook, like, see other musicians. Always something to do. Do it.
Do it.
Subscribe. Like. Thumbs up. See you next time.